Back at it again with another tier list video, and this time around we are doing all of the One Piece openings. There are 26, so we got a lot to go through, but not as much as there were for the Naruto and Naruto Shippuden opening tier list that I just did not too long ago. If you guys want to go check that out, it'll be in the description or it'll be promoted at the end of the video. So go ahead and go check that one out if you wanna, and come back to this one, or wait till this one's done, then go check it out. But regardless, today we're here for One Piece. I'm a huge fan of One Piece. I got a One Piece Letterman jacket on, and I felt like it was only appropriate to wear something like this for a tier list video like this. So let's just jump right on into it. And starting off like stupidly strong, possibly the strongest I think any tier list video could ever start out with, we have opening one, We Are. And We Are, I'm gonna be real, it's going in the best. I don't think this is any form of controversial. We Are is so insanely fundamental to One Piece that like it's not even funny. We Are gets referenced, called back, redone, whether it be mixed with another opening or just have an orchestral version of it. We Are has so many different versions of it that are made. It's so important to One Piece, and that is like the sole reason why that I am putting it in the best. Not to mention, it's such a goddamn good song. Every One Piece fan knows at least the bass version of We Are. That speaks volumes about it. Moving on to opening two, we have Believe. Now, when I was first going through One Piece, I did not like this opening, and I did not like the fact that it lasted for so goddamn long. This went from episode 41 to 115, as it says right down there, and that was way too long of an overwelcome stay. But I've listened to it more and more as time has gone on, and I've realized it's not that bad. It's not as bad as I used to think it was. So I'm putting this bad boy in C. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing great. But you know what is great? Opening three, Hikari E. Slapping that bad boy up on into A. I mean, come on. It's Hikari E, people. This is a banger. I watched the dub for One Piece, and they actually dubbed all of the first four openings. And Hikari E along with We Are was like the two best ones that they had done, but I have gone through and listened to them in the original Japanese, and they all are great. I think both the English versions and the Japanese versions are just as good. I think they do a great job at maintaining the level of like, you know, just goodness that each version had. I really don't know what better word to use, but that's besides the point. Hikari E absolutely nailed it. Up next is Bon Voyage, and honestly, not as good as Hikari E, not as bad as Believe, nowhere near as good as We Are, so we're just gonna put it in B. Something that Bon Voyage does that I love in any anime opening is when it takes like color spreads, any piece of art you'd find in an art book dedicated to this series. So as One Piece, for this example, a lot of the scenes within this opening right here are kind of taken from the color spreads that One Piece did have throughout its run in Weekly Shonen Jump. And that's something that I really like, because you kind of incorporate what the anime onlys are missing from the manga. And I really like that. I really like that within an opening. Up next, you already know where this is going. You already know where this is going. Kokoro no Chizu was such a magical opening. The song is so goddamn good. The animation was like the first one that really took that real bump in quality in comparison to the last four. Getting this nearing the tail end of Long Ring Long Land, or during Long Ring Long Land, and seeing all the stuff that was going to happen after Long Ring Long Land, so all the Water 7 stuff, had me so excited and was what helped me just chug through Long Ring Long Land. And then getting to Water 7, oh my god, did it hold up. This is an S tier opening. And following up right behind it is another S tier opening. Kokoro no Chizu and Brand New World is like a sister and a brother. These two go together so perfectly. I kind of like to combine Water 7 and Enies Lobby into one kind of like big arc, because there really isn't an arc in One Piece other than like maybe Jaya and Skypiea that directly go into the next, you know what I mean? But I feel like this one does it even more than Jaya and Skypiea. Everything about Water 7 and Enies Lobby was just such a game changer for One Piece at that current point in time. You know, Water 7 as a whole was so innovative with like what we could imagine a island could be within the One Piece world, incorporating incorporating the ocean water, how you get around places, and just the lore and how long this place has been around, Galila, and then immediately going right into Enies Lobby. Oh my god, it was the ride that just did not end. Moving on to the next opening 7, we have We Are, but the Straw Hat Pirates version. Going back to what I said about We Are, it's very influential. It's like the groundwork for One Piece music, right? Because a lot of the soundtrack does reference We Are, and this is one of the best cases of that. This one, I don't really hear a lot of people talking about or giving enough credit. I think that this is one of the most comforting openings that I've ever gotten for One Piece. I know a lot of people are like, well, I would have preferred new animation or something like that, and I totally get that, but there's something about revisiting the original One Piece opening almost 300 episodes into the series, reminding us where we started and all that stuff like that, and hearing the crew sing it. It's so heartwarming. I love it. I love it. I love it. It needs to get more credit. It deserves so much more credit. Up next, we have Crazy Rainbow. And honestly, this is genuinely like, I really don't care for this opening. I'm gonna put it in C. I wouldn't listen to Crazy Rainbow over Bon Voyage, but I wouldn't listen to Believe more than I would Crazy Rainbow, if that made any sense whatsoever. So it didn't really do anything crazy. The song is just kind of like whatever for me. It's not bad. It's not great. It's all right. Up next, Jungle P. Now, this is such a good opening. It's so groovy. It's so fun. We get introduced to Brook with this opening, and oh my god, I love it. The one part nearing the end where it's like, to the west, to the east, gonna find my way to sail away all the way to One Piece. Oh my god. Ah! I get so, I'm like, you can see it in my face, and you can probably hear it in my voice. I get so giddy when I hear that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Jungle P is so damn good. It's such a fun opening. The song is honestly the best part about it. There's honestly not much more I really can say about Jungle P. Just go listen to it, go watch it, and just have a fun time with it. Up next, we have what might be a controversial take. I don't know. I don't really hear anybody talk about this opening, but in my opinion, this is the worst. And I'll tell you why this is the worst. As I stated multiple times already in this video, We Are gets referenced and just redone in several different ways. We've had, the original version, then we have it in some of this soundtrack and stuff like that, and then we had, the 7th opening where it was the Straw Hat singing it, and then there's this one, the remix, where it's like techno and like it sounds like it was made by a computer and not like natural instruments, and I really don't like that. It doesn't really work with the One Piece like feel. This opening takes away all of the magic that everything above it has had, and just is kind of like, yeah, cool, yeah, and I don't like it. I think revisiting We Are once was honestly a little too much. Revisiting it a third time, definitely too much, especially if you're gonna do it like this. But besides the point, I'm putting it in the worst. Moving on. Share the World. It's nothing crazy. We have a couple of openings here where it's just like, there's nothing crazy. They're fine. Some of them are good, but some of them are just kind of like fine. Share the World. It's a fun, nice jam. We see a lot of different like arcs throughout this, because it starts with just kind of like the whatever stuff, and then we see, Amazon Lily, Impel Down. I'm gonna put it in B. Honestly, I would listen to this one before I listen to these two, quite frankly. And as for the next one, it's going in C. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing great. I'm like borderline about to put it in D. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll put it in D, especially considering like the timeline of what's happening within this opening. It really did throw you for a loop, because it's like, we're in Marineford at this point, right? Or if not, we got to Marineford. This opening doesn't feel like, and they do have some scenes where it's like, it's about Marineford, but majority of it is just kind of like whatever. It does what Bon Voyage did, and it shows a lot of scenes that are made up from the color spreads within the manga. Not a very appropriate time to do it, quite frankly, especially considering, how influential and how much of a game changer Marineford was to One Piece and going on forward. Just was not the most appropriate time to do an opening like this. But moving on, we have One Day. This is a great opening. It's nothing crazy. I look at these and I'm like, putting it in the same tier as Share the World, but I would not listen to, is it an A tier? I don't know. With a lot of these now, you're gonna see me be like, okay, where do you go? I think I'm gonna put it in B, the exact same reason and why I kind of crapped on the 12th opening is the exact same reason why I would praise this one, where the 12th opening kind of did not feel like we were in a serious sort of conflict. This one, it feels kind of heavy. I think it does a great job. Up next, oh crap, are we about to have another opening 5 and opening 6 situation? Because screw it. Fight Together is an S tier opening. This opening was around for not a long time at all, and a lot of people did not really have like a lot of time to get used to this opening or listen to it. But Fight Together is the scene of Luffy remembering all of his friends put into a song and taking the tragedy that just happened and moving forward. And to me, that is beautiful. Plus the song, it's arguably one of the best songs that a One Piece opening has ever had. So opening 14, beautiful, the most appropriate opening, honestly. Right next to We Are in terms of appropriateness, considering that, you know, We Are is just the first one and it gets you into it. Arguably the second most appropriate opening. And the third, We Go. The guy who made We Are came back and was like, let me cook. Let me cook. And this man ushered us into the new era, the time skip, the new world of One Piece. This opening will never, ever, ever fail to get me going. Like, I could run a marathon to this opening. It's that damn good. And it's a shame, pardon my French, that this opening is not available anywhere on Spotify. Hiroshi Kitadani, put We Go on Spotify along with We Are. Please, I beg of you. That will be my most listened to song when I get my Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year. I promise you it will be. Please. Moving on. Hands Up. Hands Up is pretty good. It's not crazy. Obviously, anything after We Go is going to be like a natural down step, but it was like, it wasn't too steep of a step. I'm going to put it in B. I give it a lot of praise just to put it in B. I was borderline ready to put it in A, but I'm like, those openings, nah, they mean something. Hands Up is just baseline good. Then we have the next 3 openings, and I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. Dressrosa was kind of one of the worst arcs that I ever had to sit through. It was good, but A, I think it's a little bit overhyped. B, obviously the anime adaptation of it is horrendous. This is also partially due to my fault because I took in Dressrosa through a couple of different ways. I did One Piece for some of it. I did the regular anime. I read the manga. I was all over the place with Dressrosa, and I just did not get the best experience with Dressrosa. So 90% of everything I'm saying is my fault with how I took in Dressrosa. I understand how it's great. Doflamingo was an amazing villain, but everything else is kind of like, okay, it was long. It was, for the exact same reason why I love Wano is probably the exact same reason why people love Dressrosa, but I think Dressrosa was too long. And saying that as a Wano fan, I'm like, I'm a pot calling the kettle black. But Wake Up, it was all right. Honestly, like really brutally honest, Wake Up, Hard Knock Days, We Can, and I'm just done with Dressrosa. I gave more talk to Dressrosa than I did the actual openings, but honestly, like, Wake Up has its moments, Hard Knock Days has its moments, We Can kind of sucks. Like, Hiroshi Kitadani, the same guy that did opening 1, opening 15, and now opening 19, he kind of dropped the ball with this one. I'm just gonna be brutally honest. I love anime openings if it isn't already evident enough in the fact that I've made a video essay on anime openings. I've talked about anime openings in a couple of my videos, and I already did a whole entire Naruto and Naruto Shippuden opening tier list. I love openings. I don't really like to skip them, but this was one that I was absolutely fine with skipping. I was like, yeah, I don't care. The beginning is great. Like, that's strong, but everything else, like, in the middle is kind of like the definition of whatever. And then when the intro, you know, Kono Sekai, when that comes back in again, it doesn't really do it in a good way. That wasn't it for me, Chief. That wasn't it. Moving on, Hope. Like, it's really, I can't ignore it. Like, this has to go in S tier. Are you kidding me? Everything in S tier fit the absolute necessity of appropriateness when it came to the arc that we got in, and Hope just, oh my god, like, there were 4 different versions of Hope and it laid into our feels with it. Oh my god. It's done by the same person that made Fight Together. Naomi Amuro, I believe that's her name. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, then forgive me. I don't know what happened, girl, but please put your music back on Spotify. I need Hope and I need Fight Together again. It's so good and it's so, like, emotional. I can't praise this opening enough. Up next, we have Superpowers. This is an alright opening. Nothing crazy, nothing insane. It's a good opening. Honestly, the name of it and, like, the whole, like, thing of it. Yes, we got superpowers. I'm like, alright, sure, like, I know there's more to the song than just that. How the rest of it goes along with like the animation and stuff like that, perfect. It honestly is kind of funny though that like this opening really was just made for the Katakuri and Luffy fight. It's nothing great, it's nothing bad. Over the top. Now, when I was getting caught up with One Piece, I got caught up with Wano. I personally believe that's why I hold Wano at such a high like pedestal. And getting to that point where like I have officially gotten caught up with One Piece and I have made it to Wano. There was a long period of time, because Wano was just so long, where One Piece fans would say to anybody who would start One Piece, I look forward to meeting you in Wano. That was such a cool thing. I don't think that ever existed for any of the other arcs. Like, I'll see you in Whole Cake, I'll see you in Dressrosa, right? I think because it was kind of a thing inside the story of One Piece where it's like, we'll meet you up at Wano. I can't wait to see you at Wano, saying that to the fans. Like, it was like, oh, it felt so good. So a lot of the Wano openings, just, they're gonna be high. Over the Top, A tier. This is a great opening. I love Over the Top. Starts off unbelievably strong. One dream, one wish, can hit Tainara over the top. Oh my god, so good. And once again, Hiroshi Kitadani came back and clapped with this one. Oh my god. And the animation, oh my god, everything was just great. Dreamin' On's really good. It's not as great as this, as any of these, but it's good. That's honestly all I really have to say about it. The We Are Special Edition, I really do appreciate it. It literally is just the original We Are song again, but reanimated in the way that if it were modern and like all the villains and stuff like that, all the main players and all that good stuff. It's not gonna go in S, especially because this was for the 1000th episode of One Piece. They commemorated it appropriately. Paint was good, nothing crazy. It was just another good opening, like Dreamin' On. I like the song at some points, not much else to say. Now, something that I've noticed actually while making this video is that some of the best One Piece openings are kind of followed by another one of the best One Piece openings. And the same kind of situation goes for The Peak and Asu. I'm kind of debating if I want to put Asu up in here just because, I mean, come on, everybody knows. Asu, don't even get me started. Honestly, this is good. You know what? I'm breaking my rule. My rule was just that each of these series is gonna have one the best. Asu just, it transcends that rule and it just goes so good. But first, let me talk about The Peak. The Peak had the exact same kind of animation quality and level that that moment had. I'm trying to say spoiler free because I know that there are still a lot of people that are catching up with One Piece. It was appropriate. It was appropriate. They nailed it. The song is so uplifting. It's so nice. I love it. It works for the time. Not much else to say about The Peak. Then Asu, one of, if not the best openings I have seen within the past decade timeline, not like the last decade because I know it just ended, but in the past like 10 years. So good, so good. Like, actually insane how much secret little hidden details are on there. Watch somebody point them all out. Just be like, oh, in this frame you can see a certain man jumping over the moon or the sun doing the silly little pose. And Egghead has been amazing. I don't think there's anything I'm really gonna change with this tier list. I feel pretty confident on everything that I did here. I know that there are less openings in S tier, and I kind of gave the S tier like the ones that are like, these are the most appropriate. So if you guys still think that I put too many openings in S tier, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with some of my takes. What are some openings that you would change? Like, would you place maybe Jungle P in C, or would you even have We Are as the best? Let me know down in the comment section below. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys have enjoyed, please be sure to go ahead and drop a like down below. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe and hit that little quirky notification bell so you guys are always notified for whenever a brand new video comes out. And if you guys want to be extra safe on making sure that you don't miss out on any Eager Media content, be sure to go ahead and join on into the Discord. I'm always updating my community on when I go live on Twitch or when a new video is coming out. I give little like sneak peeks at like the thumbnails and stuff like that. But all that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. My name is Eager Media, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy.